Every year, brands bring out their best pranks to mark April Fool's Day. From pickle burgers to pogo sticks, we're taking a look tonight at some of today's best. Consumer psychologist Adam Ferrier from Think-A-Bell joins me now. Adam, good to see you. Now, one of my favourites today, I've got to say, was Kathmandu, which said it had come up with an all-terrain wedding dress. Let's take a look for viewers. Adam, you there with us? Adam Ferrier,
Yes,
we got you
hello.
back there now. Yes, what do you reckon? You like the dress?
Yeah, I love it. I love this because I mean, it's great to be in on the joke, and it's great for all these kind of brands to get topical, and it gives them a chance to kind of communicate about something that's relevant. And they do it best when you do it and you go, huh, is this true or not? And I think for Kathmandu, which is all about exploring the outdoors, to release a wedding dress that you could, you know, take outdoors, is funny because you're just wondering, could it be true or not?
Totally agree. I loved when it packed right down to that travel size backpack. And look, I reckon some people might think that's actually a great idea. So I'm with you on that. It was a bit of a like, is this right? Until you saw the girl's face in the rain, and I thought that was the giveaway. It was just the slight grimace she gave. Now the bin chicken, it's an Aussie icon, and Australia Zoo had a good gag with this one.
And we're super excited to announce that this April we have a brand new exhibit, the most majestic Australian animal out there. The bin chicken. This is Winston. He's our pedigree prize-winning bin chicken. The great thing about the bin chicken is that they're completely terrified of heights, so they'll always be at our visitors' level. Oh, look what she's doing! Look what she's doing! That is something you don't get to see every day, and neither to clean itself.
Yeah, Adam, what did you think of that one?
I think it's cute. I think it's kind of corny and kind of cheesy, but I think that's probably how Sydney Zoo, with all due respect, kind of markets itself. So it kind of, again, it feels like it's quite sincere to the brand. It feels like this is how the brand will actually communicate, just like Kathmandu. It feels like they haven't done a stunt just for April Fool's Day, but this is actually how the brand communicates. And then to play on the whole concept of a bin chicken, it's a little bit dated, but it's still kind of funny just to kind of imagine what a bin chicken would be in a zoo-like environment.
And tell us what McDonald's came up with, because that's a big global brand. They were certainly in on the action.
Yeah, I really like this idea from McDonald's. It's a McPickle burger full of pickles, and it's got loads and loads of pickles. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this one is just kind of narcissistically. I've always had a Big Mac minus pickle. I've never been able to understand why people have pickles in their burgers. And this kind of communicates to me that they get that the pickles taste terrible, and therefore they've loaded all the pickles in, which I think is really kind of insightful and empathic, and makes me think, gosh, for this joke to work, there must be millions of people just like me who can't stand pickles in their McDonald's burgers.
Do we have an answer to why they do put that one pickle in there? There is a solid reason, right?
Do you know?
I don't know. I thought you'd be the type of guy to know. I heard it was so that they could pass nutritional standards, so there wasn't so much sugar. They had to have a vegetable in there or something. That might just be urban myth, but I don't know. But I do remember flicking them on the mirrors in McDonald's as a really annoying teenager. Yes, I do remember that. Now, Uber has given us quite a few laughs, I have to say. It's launched Uber Go. Now, this one was sent to media everywhere. Pogo sticks, and of course, we made Chris Kohler give it a try.
This is making
It's good.
This is Monday. That wasn't very good.
I give it 8 out of of 10 on the first attempt, about 2 out of 10 on the second. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. And of course, I saw this one everywhere. I was a nice distraction because, of course, I was the last few days, I think we were talking about the 5,000 taxi drivers as part of a class action lawsuit against Uber, but nice distraction. Send out some pogo sticks. Do you reckon this stuff works? What did you think of this one?
Well, I think what I like about this one is Uber taking the piss out of themselves a little bit. And because Uber's constantly kind of coming up with the next innovation, saying they're going to do this and they're going to do that. They're going to have flying car taxis, if that's a thing. Yep. But you know, so far they haven't done any of these kind of amazing things that they're going to do. So I think this one's kind of just saying we're just taking the piss out of ourselves a bit for all of our ridiculous press releases. And so I really like that. I think it's kind of insightful. And the fact that it's getting the news to be a bit more friendly when there's been quite a few negative stories about Uber, at last there's a kind of a positive one. That's not a bad thing for them to do. So it's a pretty good strategy.
Overall, what do you think of so many brands getting on board this? Because I feel like a few years ago you'd see a couple of examples and they've been quite clever, and some of them really did very well. Now it just seems like everyone's piling in. It seems like this big day on the marketing calendar that everyone's on board. It sometimes feels a bit forced. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, I think it's all forced, but I think it's all marketing. And I think what marketing does is it tends to eat itself. So the big things kind of get bigger and bigger and bigger. So we see that with Halloween, you see it with the Super Bowl, you see it with the launch of the Christmas ads. We're now starting to see it on April 1st. And then what happens is the media writes long lists of all the kind of brands that are doing it well. They kind of circulate them within their own kind of owned media channels. And the whole thing kind of builds up and up. And so every brand is kind of getting something out of it, and if there's a bit of a laugh, there's a bit of respite, then you know it's kind of okay. So I think it's a really good thing for brands, and you know, arguably for a bit of entertainment for everyone.
Oh, for sure. Do you reckon there's much risk doing it? Do you see any potential downside for companies trying to do it?
No, I think the beautiful thing is you can get away with everything, and the only risk is you look like you're a bit of a tryhard or a bit of a goose. But you know, for a lot of the brands that are jumping into the space, that's a pretty small thing. The other really positive side, think of a brand like Kathmandu. When have you ever seen Kathmandu display any type of personality in any of its advertising? It never has. It's just this kind of hard, functional retail stuff. And so April Fool's Day comes along, and it gets to show its personality, and that's a good thing.
Well, that was one of my favourites, so well done to them. Thank you so much, Adam Ferrier. Great of you to join us.
Good on you.
And great to have the opportunity to show Chris on a pogo stick, of course.
You're out for your afternoon pogo and you just get tapped and snapped and then it gets on the television.
And actually the bit we couldn't show was the guy that then, I think he semi-abused Chris, said, watch out for my car,
nearly
mate.
But he's right, I nearly did go head first into his car.
And he saw it.
You asked Adam about risk there, and yes, life and limb.
Watch out for my car, mate.
Yeah,
Cool, man. It's
fair
just
enough.
A pogo
but I know how I'm getting home today. It's pogo.
It's going to take you 2 days to get home on that thing, from what I saw.